Hello everyone, Lewis Crumpton here, and this is not financial advice. Have you ever looked back on your life and thought, I wish I knew back then what I know now? Have you ever wished you could travel back in time and tell yourself maybe some hard truths, maybe some kind truths, maybe some insider secrets of who they should avoid and places they really shouldn't ever go to? In this video, I'm going to share with you, or rather share with my 18-year-old self, some bits of advice that I wish I had heard back then. Now, they would have changed the trajectory of my life, and if you want to learn about how you can do money better, how to make more of it in less time and change the trajectory of your life, then like this video and subscribe to the channel. Now, one thing I will start off by saying is that I do not regret anything that has happened in my life. I'm not sure there is anything that I would really change, because all of those things have led me to this point. They have made me the man that I am today. The compassionate, the inspired to change the world, the hardworking man that I am, with a strong desire to help people establish financial peace in their lives and to leave a legacy after them. Even the roughest times, well, roughest years of my life are all worth it for what it has created in and through me. When you can reach a place of gratitude about all that is, all that was, all that has been, and all that is yet to come into your life, you start to establish a foundation of peace that you can then grow from. When I was 18, I was fresh out of sixth form college, and I had no idea what the rest of my life was going to look like. I was in a very different place then. Most people I knew were going to university, and I was not. Although I had a place at Chester University to study biblical studies, but I just was not interested in going to university and traditional education. I just wasn't a fan of formal education, maybe as a rebellious thing from my parents. I barely turned up to classes in school and instead preferred to skip out on lessons, drive to collect my friends, and go to our favourite buffet, all-you-can-eat restaurants in different parts of North London. Shout out to Stephen and Nick. I've never seen someone eat more than Nick. I was even then way more people-orientated than anything else. I was yet to discover the depth of that desire to see substantial transformation in people's inner and their outer lives as well. But it was brewing, it was there under the surface. Reality was, I was actually carrying a lot of trauma and baggage from my childhood that I wasn't even aware of at that point. As a result, I was very unsure of myself. I hated being in my own body. I didn't wear shorts for many years because I had a complex about my legs, didn't want anyone seeing my legs, seeing my body. I hated going through puberty because it made my body feel like a stranger, and I was very, very late to that development party. My voice didn't break until I was about 16 years old probably, and I was constantly embarrassed whenever I would pick up the phone at home and I would say, hello, who is it? And they would ask me if it was my mother speaking. So that was not ideal as a slightly insecure 16-year-old boy. I looked the youngest out of all of my peers. I had no idea how to dress. Some of you would say I still don't. And emotionally, I constantly felt like an outsider who did not belong, that wasn't wanted, and I could not connect with my emotions either. Others would be crying about something meaningful or poignant, and I just wouldn't understand why they were having that response, and I would maybe even laugh. At one point, I wondered if I had Asperger's, but I was actually just experiencing the effects of trauma and internally doing all that I could to cope and hold it all together. Don't worry, that isn't where I am at today, thankfully, and all thanks to the love and support of many people and some good old-fashioned therapy as well. Also, the pain of getting my heart broken at the age of 26, very late in life I know, opened the floodgates to all of that hidden pain that was inside. Again, one of the reasons why I am grateful for the hardest times in my life is because that pain that was caused created a pathway for my own healing. Now, that brings me to the first piece of advice that I would give to my 18-year-old self. So, number one, be kinder to yourself. Take care of your inner and outer health as a priority. The older I get, the more I realize that our health is the foundation, the bedrock of everything that we do. Mental health, physical health, and I'm going to sneak in there as well, financial health. Why not? I thought it'd be good to sneak that last one in, considering who I am and what I do. Just throw it in for good measure. Now, if you do not have your health intact, then everything can be taken away from you. What good is having all the riches in the world if your health fails you? What good is having all the good and fun and beautiful things around you if you're miserable? If your health gets taken away from you or starts to deteriorate, you either have no life or your ability to enjoy life is drastically reduced through no choice of your own. Next thing I would say to my 18-year-old self is start learning about money and investments now. What a difference this would have made to me, even just a little amount. The compound effect would have been incredible, would have been fantastic, and it is so easy for us all to wish we had started our wealth building journey and financial peace establishing earlier. The important thing really is that we all start. And if you haven't started yet, then make sure you reach out to me. You can click the link in the description of this video too to hear more about my journey, learn about how it is that I got started in investing by using trading. I, of course, wish that I had started earlier as well. Now, I'm going to make sure that my kids know all about money from a very young age. They understand the principles and the concepts of money, how to make it and how to keep it as well. Next lesson, don't take people at their word. Let their actions speak louder than their words. Have you ever fallen foul to somebody who talked a very good talk, but in reality, they didn't really follow through with what it is that they were saying? I have learned over the years, through some difficult lessons, to trust people's actions more than their words. For example, that friend you asked to not do or say something in particular because it hurts you, upsets you, whatever it is, then they do it again and they apologize, so you forgive them. Then they go and do it again and this cycle continues. Let me tell you, that person is not your friend. And if they are your friend, then you are just not being, they are rather just not being a good person towards you. So you may as well walk away from them. You can do better with your friendship choices. You don't have to rely on them whatsoever. This one has been a really tough one. This next lesson has been a really tough one for me to do and to learn. And I think I still telling myself this lesson on a daily basis to learn it. Don't take things so personally. Not everyone is out to get you. And even if they are, that is down to them more than it is down to you. When people do you wrong, when they speak badly to you, when they respond in a negative way to you, if you haven't been intentionally trying to be negative, when you haven't tried to cause that to happen, that says a lot more about them than it does about you. Taking this to a relationship point now, if that guy or girl you are into isn't into you, that's okay. You won't be for everybody. Stop chasing after people that aren't your people. Focus on people that see you, people that get you, that like you, that love you, that understand you, and people who think you're mega hot, because trust me, they're out there. Don't think they are out there? Then you need to get out there more. Go and find those people. Go and find your tribe. I grew up not looking good and always looking far too young and insecure. It did a real number on my self-esteem, and when everybody or anybody showed me any interest, I would jump at the opportunity, do whatever they wanted. Well, not whatever. I do have some boundaries, even back then. Boundaries is probably something I should definitely have taught my 18-year-old self, thinking about it. I think I'm still learning those lessons now. Boundaries is an absolutely massive lesson. I should have learned 18, at 21, 28, even at 33 now. My old self today needs to learn that. Now, people's behavior will always say way more about them than it does about you. Speaking of people, next lesson, people will let you down. Don't have such high expectations on them. They are only human beings too, and they're doing their best. Expectations on yourself and expectations on others is a real way to get upset, to get disappointed, and a little bit jaded by life. I truly believe that a lot of my own misery has been caused by the expectations I set for myself, set for other people, set for the world around me. Sadly, those expectations and those standards can be a little bit too high, and I'm often left disappointed. Certain expectations, though, are okay. For example, you should expect to be treated with kindness. You should expect to be spoken to respectfully. If people in your life can't even manage the basics, then it's time to say goodbye. So there you have it. Some of the top tips that I would have given my 18-year-old self. I'm surprised by how many of them are actually about mental health management, and relationship management and relationship dynamics. Maybe that's because they are the things which have played the biggest role in my life, the most pivotal role in my life, have caused the most damage, but have also caused the most joy as well. And if you want to learn more about how you can do money better, do life better, how to make more money in less time, then like this video and subscribe to this channel. And in the comments, let me know, what is the number one major lesson that you would pass on or pass back to your 18-year-old self? My name is Lewis Crompton, and this is not financial advice.